What a win by TFC, 3-0 over the Portland Timbers. Stay tuned till the end of the show for an update on the channel. Now let's talk about it with our friend Rocky at Talking the Woods on Instagram. Welcome to Toronto Sports Insider. Rocky, thanks for hanging out with us tonight and talking about the 3-0 drubbing by TFC over your Portland Timbers. Welcome, my man. Man, what a night that was. Rocky, I am sorry from a Portland Timbers perspective. Man, what the heck happened out there? And let everybody know where to find you and your awesome content on Instagram.
Thanks, Mike. Glad to be here. Thanks for the invite. Timbers didn't do so good. Lots of reasons why, in my opinion. If you want to follow me on Instagram and Facebook, it's at Talking the Woods, TalkNdawoods. So, but yeah,
rough night.
Sorry, yeah, rough night. Definitely rough night. We have a lot of missing players. We've had some trades. Summer window is coming up, so hopefully we'll get some new players coming in there. We've had some T2 guys come in to play for tonight's game. Some I expected, some I wasn't, or some I was hoping for would get some game time. But yeah, with as many injuries and international duties, I thought today would be a good game, especially against your team and how many guys you were missing.
Yeah.
And what can I say? We played terribly.
It was absolutely horrendous. This was a game that TFC dominated most of, even though some of the statistics like possession, at least from the first half numbers, and there were some periods where Portland kind of handled the play, but this was a domination from TFC overall on the scoreboard, starting right out with the first goal from Alex Coelho. What a
Right, Dominguez. Who? Coelho or Dominguez. What a goal! What do you think? Good goal?
Yeah.
Tom and Aiden were very excited about that one. And what a goal it was there, the first goal by Coelho. And man, that was really all the TFC needed. But after a couple chances from Portland, TFC was able to get the second and the third. What a game it was. And unfortunately, a game that I was supposed to be at. Hence, it was funny. Rocky and I were talking about doing a preview episode for this one because Allison and I were going to Toronto. We had an awesome trip scheduled. And then, unfortunately, we had a family emergency that we had to take care of, and we could not go to this one. We also had a room booked at the Skydome Hotel, the field room for the Yankees and the Blue Jays game on Monday, the 30th, right before Canada Day. It's going to be a hell of a trip. But unfortunately, we weren't there. But, man, what a win it was for Toronto FC. The second goal, don't mind the audio on this one. Allison was sitting next to me. TSI Allison, yep, unicorn there in the chat. She was sitting next to me reading Facebook, telling the kids in the pool about the recent current events. Right. So, yeah, great goal there. What a follow-up by Spicer. Don't mind the commentary there. Really is Facebook there. But, man, what was Portland's defense doing? Were you missing some defenders tonight, Rocky? Because that defense looked a mess, especially on that corner kick.
Yeah, honestly, those are my two favorite center backs on the team right now. Others would definitely argue that Kamal Miller is the starting center back. We've lost Miguel Araujo recently, and we're trading Claudio Bravo, one of our wing backs. And Mosquera and Forey are great on the wing, but Forey was on a yellow card accumulation warning, so he definitely is going to miss next game. And we just didn't put it together. And you know, if Zuparic and if our center backs are too far forward, they're not the fastest guys on the team, and they can get beat pretty easy. And then they just left it all to James, and James can't do it all on his own, even though he's one of the best goalkeepers, I believe, in the league. Stopping multiple penalty kicks earlier this season, it just wasn't his game. It wasn't a team's game. We showed up. We were slow. We just didn't look like the team I've ever seen before. And we've spent a lot of money. We have a lot of talent. It just wasn't our day. Just wasn't our day.
Yeah, and I'll say, Rocky, from past matchups, I call them, I was going to say interleague, like the baseball with the Blue Jays cap. The Blue Jays got absolutely crushed today. That was an ugly one. They're 15-1. The Red Sox beat the Jays. But, from the baseball perspective on that one, not being your day, this team had like an interleague matchup or a Western Conference, Eastern Conference kind of delay. And they always do. Every time they come to Toronto, Portland seems to struggle against TFC, whether TFC is one of the best teams in the league or one of the worst teams in the league. And yeah, you remember those days when TFC was good. That was the days of SOP soccer and talking there. But man, even with the team struggling with only 1 point in the last 4 games, all at home, 1 point in 4 games at home, and then they wiped the floor with Portland tonight with a few absences or without. Like you said, those are your choice starting center backs, at least your choice. With Kamal Miller, I know some of the Canadians, at least here on TSI, would differ in opinion there because of Kamal Miller being on the Canadian men's national team. But that team just didn't show up tonight. It's like the 2-hour time difference for us, for me here in Chicago, and then 3 to Toronto. Does Portland usually struggle when they come to the East Coast, or is that just only with Toronto?
Fun fact, absolutely, we suck versus East Coast teams, and it's been that way for the last 5 years. It's really poor. If we expect to get any kind of silverware or trophy, we need to play better against the East Coast teams, and we're just not good. Since 2018 versus Atlanta in the MLS Cup, we just can't put it together. Granted, MLS Cup was a little closer of a game, but even tonight we go down a goal. We've come back and won 2-1. In 2 games already this year, being down a goal. But that team didn't show up today.
There he is.
We're shining.
Yeah, no doubt, Rocky.
2-week break. And even being down, playing their best. It's pretty rare for that many guys to just not be cohesive. And I hope it changes. I think we have a lot of talent. I think Phil might not be my favorite coach, but I do believe that he has plenty of talent to work with.
Yeah, absolutely. The talent is there. I mean, I know some of the players that I saw tonight, like Chara. Was that Diego Chara in the lineup, or was that his brother? Did his brother move on?
Yep, Diego Chara.
Yeah, Diego Chara. There you go.
Jimmy did move back to Colombia, so yes, Jimmy moved on.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
No,
and he's been with us since 2011.
Okay, right. So I mean, he's a legend. So he's got to get a statue outside Providence Park, doesn't he?
Absolutely, a big giant gold one.
There you go, man. All right, well here's some of the tweets that we had tonight. I mean, Teo Corbino, what a game that man had down the right side. I tweeted out here, Corbino is about to break one right down the right flank. It's only a matter of time. And it was unbelievable how much action he was supplying into the middle of the box from that right side. Enough to win player of the game, as you can see here in this last tweet of the night. a great game from him. Here is the third goal for TFC in this one before we end up taking it here to the end of. All right, so there you get the chickens chirping there in the background during that third goal. Make sure to check out TSI Allison's new YouTube channel, Pretend Farmer GEE. If you want to stay up to date on what's happening in our lives, check that out. But the third goal was a messy one, a nice run by Derek Etienne Jr. down the flank and right into the middle there for DeAndre Kerr / the center back. I'm not sure who got it. Eventually, they gave the goal to DeAndre Kerr, but that one was that one was questionable. But man, didn't really matter. 3-0 is the final. A great win for Toronto FC, something that is much needed in TFC land. I know the home fans, which was a really good showing. I was impressed with the fans, probably the best I've seen, at least in the last 4 home games. A great showing from the fans there tonight. And Rocky, you know about fans there in Providence Park and with Portland, probably one of the best atmospheres in all of MLS, if not the best. I'm sure you might argue that it is the best. Give me your closing thoughts on the game, where you think TFC might go from here. Is there a playoff push in our future, possibly, or no?
Wow, honestly, there's a lot of seasons still to play. We're just could LA Galaxy come back? Probably not. but Toronto, you get into that 8th or 9th spot, all of a sudden you get a little bit of hope. And look what Vancouver Whitecaps did last year. They showed up 9th place, to give them some props, on which I don't like to do, but they turned it around, and they've been really good this season. And they've even shown that they can come back and do really good games, even with 8 or 9 players, backups coming from the bench. So anything's possible. It's sports. This could be a total pendulum, could be a total wake up call for your Reds, and we definitely got a wake up call. We haven't lost this bad since the first game versus Vancouver. So, again, kudos to your Reds. Kudos to especially your guys that stepped up that did too. That was really impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a good performance tonight from Coelho in the midfield. Spicer with that goal. He was dangerous as well in the box. And then lastly, the own goal / DeAndre Kerr. A good performance from TFC at BMO. It's a shame. I wish that we could have been that we would have been there, but unfortunately we weren't able to make it. And big shout out to Connor with TFC. Thank you for helping us and getting the plaque dimensions over to the security for tonight. We were going to be there and taking some pictures, Allison and I, celebrating our anniversary at BMO Field, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So a little bit of a note and of interest here as you take a look at the final stats, an update here on the channel, everyone. So we have been doing work here on the channel and trying to reach out to multiple parties. We have done a lot of research through AI and Grok and all of these cool things, saying, okay, what should we do in this type of situation? So we've reached out to all 5 major leagues. Obviously, we have not had a response yet. We're going to keep growing this awesome Toronto sports community that we started here at TSI. Somehow, some way, like I told you, the Inside the Six stuff was in the works before all of this bad stuff happened, and we haven't been able to hang out together using the radio calls. So maybe we'll be back without radio calls. Somehow, some way, other YouTubers are able to do it with no issue. For some reason, it was no issue up until Game 3 of the NBA Finals, after we had 106,000 subscribers here on Toronto Sports Insider. So we will keep working, but I will say I have enjoyed the time with my family. It's been really nice to just be focused on the kids and being out in the yard, going floating down the river like we did today. in tubes, just hanging out together with nature. And Rocky, you know that, being in the woods, and I love it. Talking the woods, man. I loved it when I met you back 7 years ago with Sons of a Pitch Soccer and whatnot. But man, I love it. Keep it. There it is. Look at it. It's light there. It's dark here in Toronto and Chicago. But talking the woods straight from Oregon tonight. Rocky, thank you so much for hanging out with us and being the inaugural episode of Inside the Six here on Toronto Sports Insider. Tell everybody one more time where they can find you, and we'll see everybody on the next episode, probably later this summer, with some Blue Jays stuff.
Awesome. Mike, again, thanks again for having me on. Congratulations to you and Allison. You can find me on Instagram or Facebook. Rocky, not Rocky, but Talking the Woods, TALKNDWOODS. Thanks again, Mike. Appreciate it.
Awesome, man. Thank you, Rocky. And thank you all for hanging out with us. The TFC Reds get it done tonight. What a game it was. I love it. We'll talk to you soon, Rocky. Good luck to Portland the rest of the season. And we'll see you all in the comments and in the chat and in all the other stuff coming up here. Don't forget to stop by TorontoSportsInsider.com. We'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching with us tonight, everybody.